Is good. Jax, welcome. Kinley, I believe this is seventh grade. If you want to pop back in a half hour for geometry, that would probably be a better use of your time. Otherwise, it has been very, very long time since we have met. So we're just going to kind of review. We basically are going to be wrapping up Unit 8. And we haven't really met in quarter four because we've had all kinds of testing. We had MCA testing, and we're going to have map testing coming up. So as I just mentioned that, I'm going to put a little reminder in the chat. And again, this is to sign up for a map testing link. So let me make sure that I've got the link. And if you've already done this, and I know some of you have, do not worry about it. But if you have not, and again, this is something you do not, there is an in-person option, but this is not like the MCAs where you can potentially take it at home. So you don't necessarily have to travel. You can if you'd like, but it is just for reading and math, I believe. So if you've done it already, you don't need to do anything. If not, make sure you sign up for a time, and that will be coming up, I think, at the end of May. All right, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Does anyone get that reference? It's also known as Star Wars.
May the force be with you.
There we are. Yes. May the Force be with you. It's a Star Wars reference. So I am kind of a Star Wars fan myself. I watch all the shows like The Mandalorian. I love Baby Grogu. Andor I thought was really good. So Disney Plus, that's kind of my thing. Let's see here. Okay, let's go look at Schoology. Like I said, it's been forever since we've met. So just to kind of review Schoology, we do have some new students, either joining us at the end of third quarter, right here in fourth quarter. So welcome. It's good to finally have a class connect again. So again, just kind of looking through our page here. I'll open this up at the end of the class, but we did some MCA review. And then with the last 3 weeks, we've been doing some data analysis and probability stuff. And so we're going to review that real quick. And then I've got some other practice for us to do. And then you can see the rest of the year. This is like a preview, okay? Because we're gonna be working on a project. So almost for the next 3 to 4 weeks coming up, we're gonna be working on a probability project, and then it's just review for the final exam. So you can see we are really starting to wind down the school year after this week, which I believe you've got a test. So again, I want to make sure that we get our review in for this. We're going to work on a probability project, and then it's just focusing on our final exam. So we're really kind of winding down this school year. Jason's here. Okay, so make sure you've got something to write with, like a pencil, a piece of paper, something like that, because we're just going to do a couple really fast review. Again, there was about 5 lessons in this unit, so we're not going to be able to review everything. But we can try to touch base on a couple items really, really quick. So one of the things that we talked about was about mean, median, mode, and range, and that's probably something you've done in a different class or another class as well. If you had me last year, it might have been with me. So some of the things we have to do are order things. Real quick, can I get a volunteer? What is sort of a definition of mean, median, and mode? What's the differences?
Mode is like the most.
The most common, you got it. What else?
The median's the middle.
Median. Yeah.
Median is the middle. And the important thing about this one is that you have to order your numbers. You got to line up your numbers from least to greatest. And then, because that's how you find the middle. If you just, sometimes if you just use the numbers the way they're written, they're not going to necessarily be in order. And that's going to cause some problems.
Does it mean like where you add all your numbers together and then you divide by how many like groups or whatever?
Yeah, we're gonna add up everything and then divide by maybe call it the number of items or the numbers, how many numbers, number of groups, I guess. And there's one word that kind of describes it, and it's called the average. So when we kind of think of this idea of mean, we can think of what is the average. And we continued on with some of those ideas, and we kind of got into some probability stuff as well. We said, okay, we're going to talk about theoretical and experimental.
Don't forget range.
Oh, okay. Why don't we go ahead and talk about the range? What is the range?
The smallest number plus the largest number.
Close, not quite. You're close. It's not adding.
Oh, is it multiplication?
We're going to
Oh,
take.
no. It's subtraction. Subtraction.
Yeah, we're going to take our maximum and we're going to subtract our minimum, and that's going to equal our range. So whatever your biggest number is, you got to subtract your biggest number minus your smallest number, and then all that space in between is going to give you your range. All right. Then we kind of moved on into these probability worlds of experiment or theoretical and experimental. Anybody got any sort of ideas or explanations? What do we think about when we think about experimental and theoretical probability?
Don't you like guess or something on it or something?
Kinda. We can make educated, guesses, I guess, with the probabilities, but not exactly what I was looking for. What do we think? Theoretical, if we were to think about it, is what should happen. What do we think is going to happen, which is where kind of maybe the guess comes in. And experimental is what actually happens. Okay, so let me do an example, and this is from the review. It's one of the review problems that's listed for this week. And it says a bag has 5 blue chips. Let's go right here. 5 blue. We're going to say it's B. 3 red. Which we're going to say is R. And 3 tan chips. Tan, we'll use kind of brown. And we'll use a T for that. Find the probability for choosing a chip at random from the bag. So, and again, how probability works, how we write it, is we say, what's the probability of getting a blue? What's the probability of getting
5/11s?
Hold on, let me just write this down. And what's the probability of getting a tan? So when you see this sort of P parentheses with the letters, that's what that means. And so the thing about probability is we got to look at it as a fraction of the part to the whole. So we're always comparing what could happen in this situation to the whole thing. And maybe I'll write that down. Part to whole. So the very first, and I think I heard someone say it, but the first thing we got to figure out is how many total chips are there? How many?
11.
5 plus 3 plus 3 gives us 11. Awesome. And then now that we've got that figured out, okay, so I know for all three of these, I'm going to have a total of 11. And now I can just figure out how many blue chips did I have? 5. How many red chips did I have? 3. How many
3.
tan chips did I have? 3. We got to be able to convert fractions to decimals and percents because, you know, probabilities oftentimes are stated in like percent form. So this, a fraction is really like taking your numerator divided by your denominator. So you can feel free to use a calculator, but what does 5 divided by 11 equal?
0.4545.
Okay. 0.4545, and it just keeps going on and on and on. So if you remember from earlier in the year, we could say it's 0.45 repeating, and it's repeating with that number. And once I get a decimal, there's one more step that I can do to get it to a percent. What do we have to do to turn a decimal into a percent?
Don't you
Rounding?
Not quite rounding.
don't you multiply by like 100?
We got to multiply by 100, which effectively, it really moves my decimal point 2 spots over. So this number as a percent is going to be 45.45%. And we can do the exact same thing for red and tan. It's actually going to be the same because they're equal. So if I say, all right, 3/11, 3 divided by 11 gives me 0.27272727. So when I multiply by 100, I'm going to get 27.27%. Okay, that was really fast recap of kind of the last 3 weeks. Like I said, it's really stunk that we haven't had a chance to meet since then. It's just kind of the way it is. It's totally okay. We're gonna jump in and do some practice now. So let me get that pulled up, and it's gonna be kind of on probability. And we've got a good amount of time, so you know we'll probably have a chance to go over this together, at least a few of them. We're going to be basically fourth quarter is all about probability. All right, I will copy this and I'm going to post it right here in the chat. So if everyone can go ahead and click on that, we will get started with our probability practice. All right, I hear some people getting in. Let's go ahead and start that. Okay. Mute, please. I've got 6 participants and we have how many people do we have? We've got 7 people, so I'm missing one more person. One person. I'm going to share my screen and go over the questions for those watching the recording. Again, if you're watching the recording, pause, try this problem on your own, then continue. Okay. Sam, I need you to click the link, please, so you can do the practice. Left, not in here. Okay. If one of the questions was wrong, we'll take a look at it because we'll have time to go over some of them. All right, we got some people being close to finishing up. Let's say about at 9:20, we're gonna move on. So if you just finished, hang tight for about another minute, 90 seconds. And then at 9:20, we're gonna either go through some problems and then talk about our Class Connect assignment. Ty, can you click the link in the chat, please? Okay, that's what we're waiting for you to do, and then we were gonna go through some of these problems. Wow. Overall, really good job with this. A lot of people are getting some really high scores, so that's awesome. That tells me that you guys are really understanding this stuff, and we may not have to go through very many of them. Landon, which one did you think was wrong again? We can definitely look at that one. Okay. Really nice job. Okay. I would say that on
I
some of
got
these,
first.
nice job. Everybody really did really well. So again, I'm not necessarily worried about where we finished because we all did really good job. Our class average was 90%. One thing though, I would say that if possible, you should always reduce your fractions. So like on some of them, I saw the answer was 2 out of 8. We should really reduce that to 1/4 to be as the most accurate that we can be. All right.
I
For
helped Jax out and he still glitched my thing. Ugh, Jax.
I love how competitive you guys are. Okay, Let's talk about the Class Connect assignment. Again, I'm going to show you where to find it. So it's going to be at the top right here. It says Q4 Class Connects assignments folder. And we open it up. This is our first one of Q4, so it's right here. And there's 2 questions, I believe. You pick a marble from the bag. What is the probability of drawing a black marble, a striped marble, and then a black or a white marble? So again, look at your choices and make sure you simplify your answer. So again, 1/2 is the same thing as 5/10. So if you get 5/10, that as an answer, you'd have to simplify that to 1/2. And for the second question, you roll a 6-sided number cube. Again, number cubes are just like dice. It's got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is the theoretical probability of rolling a 3? There is only 1 3, and there are 6 total, so it's 1 out of 6. If you roll the number cube, this should say 6 times. 6 times and receive the following results: 1, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4. What is the experimental probability of rolling a 3? So what actually happened? 1, 2, 3, 3 out of 6 times, or if I simplify, 1/2. Make sure you're looking at your pacing guide. Again, if you want to know what you're supposed to do each day, make sure you're taking a look at this. This is going to help you stay on track. We're right here. Yes, there is mid-quarter. Okay, yes, there's mid-quarter. I would like you to get everything turned in, but you can still turn stuff in my class after that, okay? So we want to get caught up as much as we can, but you can still turn in late work after the mid-quarter. Okay, and then like I said earlier, map testing is coming up. Okay, look forward to our project next week. Again, we're going to start like a 3 to 4 week project about probability. It's going to be kind of a nice breakup from lesson, assignment, quiz type of deal. So that's all I've got for you. Have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions. And
You have a great rest of your day. May the force be with you.
and also with you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.